The Doctrine of the Black Blade. Listen and know the truth. The black blade is forged not from steel, but from vibration. Matter itself is nothing but slowed resonance. Form is only a frequency frozen into shape. To command reality, you must command resonance. To shift the world, you must grip will so tightly that vibration bends into new patterns. Most men stumble, their bodies are fractured, their minds scattered, their attention leaking like blood from an open wound. They forget alignment. They forget the discipline of resonance. And so they remain ash, scattered, powerless, enslaved. But the predators who rule unseen, the cold masters of frequency, they do not forget. They hold one tone, one vibration, and the world bends beneath it. Here, in the chamber of dark self systems, you will learn to do the same. You will unseal the pineal gate. You will harmonize body with breath, breath with mind, mind with will. And when all currents converge into a single edge, the black blade is born. When that blade strikes, form shatters, frequency bends, reality opens. This is the doctrine of the black blade. Chapter 1. The Scatter of Ashes. The first truth is this: matter is nothing but vibration slowed. Form is only a pattern of frequency, hardened into shape. When frequency shifts, form must fracture and reform. Yet men live like ashes in the wind, scattered, fragile, burning briefly before extinguishing. Their will is smoke, lost in currents they do not control. They chase 1,000 hungers. Their minds flicker. Their bodies forget alignment. They are unstrung instruments, discordant, unable to hold a single note. The predators who move unseen, cold masters of resonance, do not forget. They hold one tone, one vibration, and the world bends to it. They are not distracted, they are not scattered, they are aligned. You, initiate, must see the scatter in yourself. Every unfocused thought, every indulgence, every moment of hesitation is a leaking of frequency. The black blade cannot be forged from ashes. It demands compression, stillness. Focus until your vibration is no longer noise, but iron. Tonight you name your weakness. You gather the ashes of your distraction in the mirror of the mind. You watch them swirl, desires, fears, wasted motions, and you whisper the vow: I will not scatter. I will not leak. I align. I harden. I become vibration sharpened into edge. Only when the scatter is despised can the forging begin. Chapter 2. The Still Forge. You have named your ashes. You have seen your scatter. Now the forge must be lit. The black blade cannot be birthed in frenzy or noise. It demands stillness. The crucible where chaos is melted down and hammered into resonance. Close your eyes. The world is vibration, but your body is dissonant, fractured. The lungs race, the blood stutters, the mind leaps from shadow to shadow. This is weakness. This is fracture. The still forge begins when you force silence upon yourself. Breath pulled slow, spine aligned as a pillar. Eyes fixed in darkness behind the brow. You descend into the pineal gate, the black jewel buried between the hemispheres. There you ignite the inner furnace. In this chamber, every inhalation is fuel. Every exhalation is compression. The heart is the hammer, striking rhythm. The mind is the anvil, receiving the blow. As you sink into stillness, vibration sharpens. What was scattered becomes a single tone. You feel the resonance build, a hum that is not sound but force. This is the beginning of alignment. Mind, flesh, and will welded into one frequency. You will stay in the forge until silence roars inside you, until distraction dies screaming against the anvil, until all that remains is you, vibrating like iron ready to be drawn into a blade. Oath of the forge. I silence the noise. I bind the breath. I descend into the furnace. From this stillness, my black blade begins to glow. My will compresses into iron. The forging has begun, but the blade is not yet drawn. The next cut awaits. The grip of obsession. There, the blade point sharpens, and all that is not the target is exiled. Chapter 3. The grip of obsession. The forge is lit. The iron glows. But a blade without edge is only metal. Now the black blade must be drawn to a single point, the sharpened grip of obsession. Most men cannot grip. Their minds slip, hands slick with distraction. They scatter their force across 1,000 trivialities. Lust without aim, anger without target, longing without motion. They burn themselves hollow. But the predator grips, the serpent coils, the hawk locks its gaze, the wolf fixes upon the throat. Every fiber of being converges into one point, the strike. Obsession is feared by the weak. They call it madness. They call it sickness. Yet obsession is the true edge of the black blade. It cuts through noise, through resistance, through the world itself. To obsess is to erase all that is not the target. Your task: choose one object of will, not 2, not 10, 1. Write it, carve it, bleed it into the page, then drive your awareness into it, as though the rest of existence has been extinguished. Hold it in the grip of your stare until your very cells vibrate with it. You will feel hunger, fatigue, temptation to drift. These are illusions, sparks flying from the whetstone. Cut them away. Return. Grip again. When the grip holds without tremor, the black blade sharpens. You no longer chase. You become the edge that moves only toward the target. Oath of obsession. I grip and I do not release. I cut away the 1,000 lies until only one truth remains. I fix upon my mark with the hunger of the predator. From this grip, my black blade grows sharp enough to sever worlds. The edge is honed, but rust still threatens. Next comes the severing of doubt, where hesitation is beheaded and the blade strikes without mercy. Chapter 4. The severing of doubt. The grip is clenched, the target is fixed, yet even the sharpest edge dulls if doubt gnaws at the hand that wields it. Doubt is the rust of the soul. It creeps in whispers. What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? What if the world resists me? These are not questions, they are parasites. They drain the black blade before it even strikes. Understand this: hesitation is treason. Every pause before the strike is a betrayal of your will. Every second spent in self-pity, in second-guessing, in trembling before possibility, is weakness feeding on your marrow. Here in the chamber of severing, you become executioner. You drag hesitation into the square. You force doubt to its knees, and with your obsidian grip, you bring the blade down. No hesitation remains, no voice of failure remains, only silence, only iron, only the certainty of the cut. Ritual. When the whisper rises, you do not argue, you do not debate, you envision the black blade flashing, severing the parasite at its neck. The thought dies in the strike. This is the rite of decapitation. Each cut makes the blade brighter, cleaner, unbreakable. When no shadow of hesitation lingers, your will becomes absolute. A command spoken from such silence does not request, it imposes. Oath of severing. I execute hesitation. I decapitate doubt. My strike does not waver, and my will does not beg. From this oath, the black blade gleams with merciless certainty. Now the rust is gone, the blade is pure, but still it waits to be wielded. Next comes the command of blood, where the flesh itself is enslaved to will, and reality yields to the strike. Enter deeper into the chamber. Chapter 5. The Command of Blood. The rust is gone, the parasites silenced. Now the black blade must be lifted, and it must be lifted by flesh. The mind has gripped the target, but if the body lags, the will shatters. To command reality, you must first command the vessel of blood that carries you. Every nerve, every muscle, and every breath must become obedient to intention. You are not two things, mind and body. You are one weapon. If thought wavers while flesh trembles, the cut will miss. The predator does not ask its muscles to move. It becomes the movement. Thus, the command of blood. When you breathe, it is not breath, it is rhythm hammered into the strike. When you walk, it is not step, it is advance toward the inevitable cut. When you speak, it is not noise, it is decree, vibrating bone and sinew with the same force as thought. This is where ritual ceases to be hidden. This is where every action, no matter how small, becomes a spell of will. You eat as predator. You rest as predator. You train as predator. Even stillness vibrates with the threat of strike. And when the moment arrives, there is no separation. Your hand does not hold the blade. Your hand is the blade. Your blood does not merely carry you. Your blood is the fire that drives the cut. The world no longer distinguishes between your will and your body. To resist you is to resist iron. Oath of blood. My flesh is no longer mine. My breath is no longer mine. All is enslaved to my will. I become the blade, and the blade becomes me. Now, the black blade is no longer vision. It is weapon. But without vow, a weapon cuts master as well as enemy. The final cut is the oath of iron, the binding seal that chains the blade to your dark self for eternity. Chapter 6. The Oath of Iron. The forging is done, the scatter reduced to silence, the grip unshaken, the parasites severed, the blood enslaved. Now the black blade gleams, alive with resonance, but still unbound. A weapon unbound is a danger to its master. It turns inward, It cuts its wielder. It corrodes the hand that forged it. To wield the black blade without oath is to fall into madness. Obsession unmoored, certainty without anchor, power gnawing its own source. Thus comes the final rite, the oath of iron. Here you chain the blade to your dark self, the eternal core that is neither flesh nor thought, but shadow sharpened into essence. The oath is not spoken lightly. It seals like molten metal poured over bone. It binds like sigils carved into the marrow. Kneel within your chamber. Envision the blade before you, vast, black, humming with vibration. Reach not with hand, but with will. Grip the hilt. Feel the cut already written into reality's flesh. Then whisper, with voice or in silence, the vow, the oath of iron. I am the black blade. I am the edge, the strike, the wound. My will is iron, and reality obeys. I chain this blade to my dark self, that it may never turn against me, that it may cut through all that resists me, that it may remain sharp beyond death. When the oath is sealed, there is no turning back. The black blade is not a tool, it is now you. Every intention from this moment forward carries the weight of iron. Every command leaves scars upon the world. You have not learned, you have not trained, you have been forged. The black blade is bound, the oath is sealed. Now you walk as predator, as iron, as will sharpened to edge.